This is macOS Ken.
The US goes for full-size iPhones. We are still getting spring-loaded. And nature is healing on Apple TV+. It's Friday, the 23rd of April, 2021. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from macOS Ken, brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by Fundrise, the future of real estate investing. Find out more at Fundrise, fundrise.com/macOSken. This show is also sponsored by Sunbasket, delivering oven-ready meals that are fast, fresh, and delicious. Is your meal planning just more of the same? Yeah, knock that off with Sunbasket and their fresh and ready meals. Their menus change every week, while some stuff stays around, like the butter chicken with basmati rice, which, yeah, that's one of my favorites. New stuff shows up as well, like their sweet pea and broccoli risotto, which I would love to try. Every Sunbasket meal is made up of premium quality real food, including organic fresh produce, antibiotic and hormone-free meats, and sustainably sourced seafood, all put together by James Beard and Michelin award-winning chefs. Every meal that I've had from Sunbasket has been fantastic. See what they've got cooking for you. Sunbasket is offering $90 off your first 4 deliveries, including free shipping on the first box, when you go right now to sunbasket.com/macosken and enter promo code macosken at checkout. That's sunbasket.com/macosken and enter promo code macosken at checkout for $90 off your first 4 deliveries and free shipping on your first box. sunbasket.com/macosken and enter promo code macosken. While some people like smaller phones like iPhone 12 mini and iPhone SE, a bigger group goes for bigger devices. That's the conclusion drawn by consumer intelligence research partners from its data on iPhone sales in the March quarter. In a press release issued Thursday, CIRP partner and co-founder Josh Lowett said, "In the first full quarter of availability, we now see how consumers prefer full-size iPhone 12 and iPhone 12 models and legacy iPhone 11, avoiding iPhone mini and SE." According to Lowett, sales of iPhone 12, 12 Pro, and 12 Pro Max were about even, each accounting for 20% of iPhones sold in the States. iPhone 12 Pro Max actually improved on iPhone 11 Pro Max for the same quarter last year. That one only made up 13% of iPhone sales in the States in the year-ago quarter. As well as the iPhone 12s did, mini not included, iPhone 11 was actually the single best-selling model. Sales of last year's phone made up 24% of iPhones sold in the States in the March quarter. Quoting Lowitz again, iPhone 11 actually had the largest share of any single model, suggesting consumers find its price point and form factor attractive. iPhone 12 mini and iPhone SE had the smallest shares of all models, and both decreased shares relative to the December 2020 quarter. After Tuesday's spring-loaded event, one financial analyst, that is right, one, saw a reason to move the needle about as little as could be. Apple 3.0 ran part of a note from Morgan Stanley analyst Katie Huberty. She was impressed by Apple's M1 iMac and M1 iPad Pro offerings as we head to a hybrid working world. Quoting her note, "We believe that demand from enterprises to adopt more mobility-friendly, productivity-enhancing computing devices to support a hybrid workforce makes Apple well-positioned to grow its share in the PC and tablet market. In our view, Apple's commitment to launching several new differentiated Mac and iPad models over the last 6 months shows that Apple is capitalizing on this opportunity. The way she and hers see it, the Mac could grow from the 7% market share it enjoys today to levels more comparable to iPhone's 15% share of annual smartphone shipments. Huberty has an overweight rating on Apple shares. She used this week's note to up her price target on the shares by $1, moving it from $157 to $158. A bit more news around Tuesday's event. While the new Siri remote may be better for accessing video, it may be lacking for some games. Mac Rumors highlights a report from Digital Trends saying the new Siri remote lacks an accelerometer and gyroscope, which allowed the original Siri remote to function as a gaming controller. Apple even required tvOS games to support the Siri remote following the launch of the 4th generation Apple TV, but it dropped that requirement in June of 2016. Seriously, if you're a serious gamer, you probably weren't trying to play much with the mini monolith. It's unclear how many games won't work with the new remote, but you'll know as soon as you try. The piece says trying to play an incompatible game with the new remote will prompt the message, "To play this game on your Apple TV, you need to connect the Apple TV remote 1st generation or a compatible PlayStation, Xbox, or MFI controller." As tends to be the way, Apple's spring-loaded event was too loaded for new watch bands. Still, the world got new watch bands. According to a piece from Apple Insider, new colors for the Sport Band include Cantaloupe, Mallard Green, and Capri Blue. New combos for the Nike Sport Band include Chlorine Blue and Green Glow, Ironstone and Black, and Hosta and Light. New colors for the braided Solo Loop include Pistachio and Electric Orange, which is also the name of my prog rock band. New colors for the standard Solo Loop include Cantaloupe, Pistachio, and Tamales Blue hues. One color for the Leather Loop, an off-white chalk color. And new colors for the Sport Loop band include Sea Salt, Sunflower, Olive, Abyss, and Product Red. There were also 5 Hermes bands introduced. If you're interested in spending $319 for any of them, I encourage you to look up their color combinations. One more bit of unannounced news on Tuesday. While Apple was introducing new iMacs, it was lowering the cost of an option on an old one. Mac Rumors says Apple on Tuesday cut the cost of the Nano-Texture display on the 27-inch iMac by $200. If you've forgotten what that is, the piece says Apple's existing 27-inch iMac range comes with an optional Nano-Texture glass, which is etched at the nanometer level to cut down on reflectivity and glare for a matte look. That option used to cost $500. Apple's lowered the cost to $300. That is only for the 27-inch iMac, though. The Nano-Texture option on Apple's Pro Display XDR remains a cool $1,000, according to the report. More news in a moment, but first a word from Fundrise, the future of real estate investing. These days, a truly diversified portfolio can include more than the traditional mix of stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. What about private real estate? You may think you don't qualify, or maybe you think you can't afford such an investment. With Fundrise, this level of powerful diversification is now available to you. Fundrise provides access to diversified portfolios of private real estate to all investors with their industry-leading, easy-to-use platform. I set up my account earlier this week, and I will tell you, it is truly easy. Their team of real estate professionals carefully vets and actively manages all of their real estate projects. And with their easy-to-use website, you can track your portfolio's performance and watch as properties across the country are acquired, improved, and operated right through the site. See for yourself how 130,000 investors have built a better portfolio with private real estate. It takes just a few minutes to get started. Go to fundrise.com/macosken today. That's fundrise.com/macosken. Fundrise.com/macosken. As vaccines continue to flow, another sign that we are not going straight back to normal. Mac Rumors says Apple has once again lengthened the window for virtual group events in apps with no commission. Apple dropped its commission on such events last year to support apps that adapted services from in-person to digital due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Now it plans to keep doing that for the rest of the year. Quoting Apple on the issue, as the world continues to recover from the pandemic, we'd like to support the communities that are still providing digital services in place of in-person group events by extending the deadline further to the 31st of December, 2021. That is both cool and really uncool. From the No Rest for the Wicked file, 2 pieces from Apple Insider to tell you about. The first sales under the banner Apple seeds first betas of iOS 14.6, iPadOS 14.6, tvOS 14.6, and watchOS 7.5. The second rolls in under the headline, Apple releases first macOS Big Sur 11.4 public beta to testers. This as we wait for the 14.5, 7.4, and 11.3s in the wings. No rest for the wicked. Apple's going to court over movies you bought. Cult of Mac says a federal judge gave the go-ahead to a lawsuit that claims Apple is tricking customers with the iTunes Buy button. There are questions about whether what's happening qualifies as a purchase of the movie or TV show. That's because one day you may not be able to download it again. The way the cult explains it, you can go to the iTunes store and hit the buy button, download the movie, and start watching. But if the studio that owns the movie ends whatever deal it has with Apple, you may not be able to download it again in the future. Quoting the cult, the plaintiffs in the ongoing case argue that they wouldn't have paid as much as they did for iTunes movies if they had known their download access could be removed at any time. Apple doesn't argue that it reserves the right to stop allowing people to download films and TV shows they bought. Instead, the company points out that customers can download and store the digital content on their own computer in perpetuity. Apple had sought to have the case dismissed, arguing that no reasonable consumer would believe that a title bought on iTunes would stay on iTunes forever. If you'll pardon my saying so, that is a crap argument, and the judge seems to agree. The case will go on, with the real question being, if it's less than buying but more than renting, what are they going to call it? I'm liking subscribe or follow, or something. 3 quick tales of Apple TV Plus before we part ways. The Ballad of Nikki and Jason, that's going to have to hold for a bit. iMore says the second season of the Apple TV Plus British comedy series Trying has been shifted back by 1 week. When Apple picked up the second season, it said the show would be back on the 14th of May. It's unclear when or why the premiere date was changed, according to iMore. But the company announced Thursday on Twitter that the second season will now debut on Apple TV Plus on the 21st of May. Apple TV Plus has dropped a trailer for Fathom. We heard about this film earlier this week. It's the documentary about humpback whales playing the Tribeca Film Festival. The documentary is, not the whales. Though that would be awesome. Actually, the movie isn't just about the whales. A piece from my Download blog says the documentary film is meant to show viewers an intimate portrait of science in action as it follows a pair of scientists trying to decipher the complex communication between humpback whales. I looked for a trailer when I told you about it on Thursday. There wasn't one available then. Now there is. You can catch the trailer for Fathom on YouTube. The film is set to land in Apple's stream on the 25th of June. And finally today, nature shows seem to be standing Apple in good stead. Deadline ran a report Thursday saying that last week's premiere of the BBC David Attenborough documentary, The Year Earth Changed, was Apple's top-performing unscripted debut so far. Quoting the report, The Year Earth Changed, which debuted on the 16th of April, is the most viewed documentary docu-series currently on Apple TV Plus in the US, ahead of such high-profile titles as The Oprah Conversation, Beastie Boys Story, Billie Eilish, The World's a Little Blurry, Bruce Springsteen's Letter to You, and Boy State. The special is also topping unscripted viewing globally, with the UK, Germany, Canada, Australia, Russia, India, France, Brazil, Mexico, and Japan as standout territories. Quoted in the story, Jay Hunt, Apple's creative director Europe, who said, "The Year Earth Changed has inspired audiences globally with its story of hope. David Attenborough's account of clearer skies, cleaner water, and animals flourishing has reminded people worldwide that this year on Earth Day, nature's making a comeback." This goes without saying, but I'll say it anyway. The Year Earth Changed is available now on Apple TV Plus. Coming up in a few minutes, as the week began, so doth it end. Mac Voice's own Chuck Joyner wraps the week with me talking the M1 iPad Pro, the M1 iMac, and Apple Event's virtual graduation. Chuck Joyner is crushing it. In a few minutes, lock it in and listen wherever you get podcasts. macOS Ken, brought to you by me and sponsored by Sunbasket. Get $90 off your first 4 deliveries and free shipping on the first box with offer code macosken at sunbasket.com/macosken. This show is also sponsored by Fundrise, the future of real estate investing. Find out more at Fundrise, fundrise.com/macosken. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macosken.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.